What's going on YouTube? It's your boy JGOD and welcome back. Today's video is going to be answering a question to what everybody wants to know. This video is on the top 5 Rebirth loadouts. I swear, I'm not like these other streamers, man. These things hit no cap. If you don't believe me, try it out. If you like this video and want more content like it, please like and subscribe. So for the number 5 loadout, we have the Cooper Carbine and the MP40. So anytime you're making a loadout, you just want to make sure that you have guns to cover each basis or each level of the game. So say like you have an MP40, this is going to be good from like anywhere from like 0 to about 10 meters, right? And then you want to have a gun that you can use like right after you would stop using MP40. You feel me? So like after like your 10 meters, you'll probably still use it up to like 15, 20, and then you can use this Cooper Carbine from mid-range to long range. So, and it still has good handling and everything. So that's just how you would think about making loadouts, right? So for this Cooper Carbine, class it up. We have the MX silencer. This helps for the range and the recoil control. Cooper Custom for the range. 22 Cooper Custom. SVT 3 to 6 times sight for the optic. And what's very important is if you're on PC, you want to make sure that you're using the 3 to 6 times scope. If you're on console, make sure you're using the G16 2.5 because this because you're on console, like your zoom isn't as you're not as zoomed in because you don't have FOV, so you use a 2.5. On PC, you're very zoomed out, so using a higher magnification is what you need. So on PC, 3 to 6. 120 FOV 3 to 6, console 2.5. Stock Cooper 45W, hand stop, underbarrel, 60 round drum, lengthened ammunition, rear grip, polymer, tight grip, and on hand. And on hand is something. It says that it gives you ADS speed and equipment dexterity, but it also adds bullet velocity, and that's one of the negatives to this gun is bullet velocity. So even though it doesn't say it, I'm telling you it's been tested. It's out there. On hand actually adds bullet velocity, so that's huge for an AR. So, and that's one of the weakest things on this gun. For the MP40 light work, we go to the normal build. You go recoil booster for the muzzle, short barrel. I use the ISO 1 optic, but you can use whatever you basically feel comfortable with. If you like a sight, the slate reflector is really good, or this first one right here. Some people don't like it, but I kind of like that one a little bit. And for the stock, we use folding, underbarrel, SMLE pistol grip. Magazine, 45 round mags, lengthened ammunition, tape grip, brace, and quick. And brace is really important. I will just point out real quick, just because like this gun has a lot of initial recoil, and brace is actually the perk that stops that. So with brace, you're basically cutting out the most difficult part of like handling the gun. And then for my perks, I use quick fix, overkill, and amped, throwing knife, and the Sten. And this is going to be my perks on all my loadouts, my lethal and tactical on all my loadouts. So, all right, for number 4, we have the UGM and the Sten. The Sten's just great all around, and the LMG is just TTK king right now. So, even though it's Rebirth, with this LMG, like, so the handling is a little slow, but I'm just telling you, if you just want to go for a high kill game or just like win all your gunfights, the UGM is just a great way to go, just because it kills so fast that sometimes it just doesn't even matter that the handling is a little slower. So for the muzzle, we have MX silencer. For the barrel, we have the first Bernard barrel. The optic, the same thing I was telling you with the Cooper Carbine. If you're on PC, use 3 to 6. Console 2.5. The stock, you want the Mercier. Hand stop, underbarrel, 100 round drum, lengthened ammunition, polymer rear grip, tight grip, and fully loaded. For the Sten, you want recoil booster. You want the barrel, you want rapid. Optic, I use This SA optic, it just has really clear iron sights. I really like it. But once again, if you want a sight on it, you can use slate reflector or use the first one. A stock Gawain para underbarrel skeletal for the movement speed. 50 round drum, lengthened bullet velocity, tape grip. It's just a broken attachment that pretty much needs to go on most Vanguard weapons. It's tape grip, acrobatic and quick. This is just a great gun. The 50 round drum is big just because a lot of the most of the seasons you had to use the 28 round for the the highest TTKs, or the 36 round for the highest TTKs, but they buffed this barrel to 50 round, and now you can use it in quads, and it makes it really good. Same perks, it's lethal and tactical. For number 3, we got the Vargo. The Vargo and the Blixen. So the Blixen is pretty much good everywhere, especially with the setup I'm gonna show you. So what you really just need is a higher mid to long range gun, and the Vargo is perfect for that. It has very little recoil, hits really hard, shoots really fast. So that is a gun you definitely want in that aspect, and then you have the Blixen to pretty much use everywhere. So for this Vargo, another thing I want to point out is just that all Cold War weapons. So if you don't know, Vargo is a Cold War weapon, and so all Cold War ARs are pretty much set up the exact same way. The only thing that could really ever change is the names of the attachments. Sometimes a Guerrilla Suppressor is called Agency Suppressor sometimes with certain guns, and the Spetsnaz grip is sometimes called Field Agent grip. So once you have this loadout, you basically can make any Cold War gun that you wanted to make. So if you wanted to make like the AK-47, it would be the same exact thing as this. So that's important. Something important to take away. So you want Guerrilla Suppressor for the longest damage range, bullet velocity and vertical recoil, sound suppression, all that good stuff. Definitely the most broken muzzle to put on the AR. Barrel, you want Task Force for that damage, bullet velocity. Axle arms 3 times. Once this is going to be like the same thing. If you're on PC, you want to use your 3 times sight. If you're on console, you want to try the 2 times sight. And then if you feel comfortable there, stay there. And then if not, use the 3 times sight as well. But that's generally what you should do. 45 round on the mag, and Spetsnaz grip for the underbarrel. For the Blixen, we got the recoil booster, barrel, the Bergstorm, optic, slate reflector, remove stock for the movement speed, carbon foregrip, just because this gun does have a lot of recoil, and the carbon foregrip is what helps the most on vertical recoil. 54 round mag, lengthened ammunition, rear take grip, fleet and quick. And this is really important because the Bergstorm in this update kills the same as the Johnson barrel. So not only does it kill the same, it has way better recoil control. So that's really important when using this gun. And if you use the setup, I swear it hits. So for 2, we have one of my favorite subs with this PPSH and an M13. PPSH kills really quick inside of 12 meters. It's kind of similar to my number 5 loadout, and where you have a gun that kills insanely quick up super close, but then you still need something to use kind of mid-range, and that's when the M13 really shines. So this loadout is really, really good. You have the recoil booster on this PPSH, the second barrel, 230mm optic. I used a 2.5 optic. It looks a little weird, but remember, this is a hipfire build PPSH, so you won't even be aiming down as much. So don't worry about the optic, really, because it helps with recoil control. That's why it's on there. So we have remove stock, carbon foregrip, 64 round mags, lengthened, fabric rear grip, tight grip, and quick. Now, I will say that this is definitely the best way that I found to run this PPSH. A lot of people are running PPSHs in their ADS, and it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me because you don't get any advantages of making an ADS PPSH over this. Like, you won't have higher damage range. Your recoil might be a little better, but your sprint of fire probably be terrible, and you can still ADS with this. So, definitely if you use a PPSH, you use a hipfire one, you use one very similar to this, and that's it. And if you need the ADS with this, you still can. Like I said, that sight actually helps with recoil, and we have Carbine there, and it still hits. So that's definitely the best way I found running PPSH. Then we have the M13, and this is similar to the Cold War guns. So this is actually a Modern Warfare gun, but it, like, all the Modern Warfare ARs are set up the same. Like, so, and they actually don't have any differences. So you use the monolithic suppressor, Tempest Marksman barrel. Now the barrels could change names, but just use whatever is the longest one. Like, literally, you can see sometimes like it just says mini, cyclone, and like literally you can see like the barrels on the gun are changing. It's usually just the last one, or it'll literally have like the actual ranges of the barrel. Use the last barrel. It has damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil. So those are the pros you want to look for. And it usually has like a big drop off in movement speed. So look for that barrel, whatever gun you're on. The optic, you want the VLK 3 times. If you're on console, you want to try maybe the 2-time sight, 50 round mags, and Commando foregrip. This thing shreds. I'm telling you, people have been waiting to use the M13 as meta, and it's definitely time. It's definitely time. Armor Grad XM4 for this last loadout. This is my favorite loadout in Warzone. It's definitely, as I feel, is the best, because you have one of the best subs in the game. Well, I think the best sub in the game. And XM4 has no weaknesses. When I say literally no weaknesses, XM4 is just perfect of a gun. So first we have the Armor Grad, and this Armor Grad is a strafe build, and the strafe part is actually what like takes it over the top for any SMG, because it has good movement speed, sprint to fire, TTKs. But when you start ADSing, it like just takes the gun to a whole nother level, because now people are struggling to hit you, but you're still hitting them, getting your extremely fast TTKs, and whatever gun they're using, as long if they don't have an Arma, they're at a disadvantage, right? And this gun shoots super fast. So I think this is definitely the best sub in the game right now. So for the muzzle, we have recoil booster. Barrel, we have body 315, slate reflector, skeletal stock, compact underbarrel, 55 round mag, lengthened, grooved, perk steady, perk 2 quick. So for the XM4, it's a Cold War weapon. So we have the agency suppressor, we have task force, actual arms 3 times, 45 round mag, and field agent grip. And that is it.